How's it going, guys, and welcome to a new video by Rider Infusion. We are riding the streets today and talking about safety, talking about some of the things that I will notice, see, do to hopefully stay safe and hopefully pass something on to all of you guys so that you also can stay safe. And just a disclaimer, I am human. I make mistakes, guys. I'm not perfect. Sometimes I will ride one-handed. Sometimes I won't have two fingers resting on my front brake lever. Whatever. You guys get the idea. I'm human. I make mistakes. But what's important is that we strive to be as good as we possibly can. We love to ride, and we want to ride safely. Let's get on to riding. If I see something that I think is worthy to talk about, we'll talk about it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, speed limit's 35. Watch the speed limit, guys. All right, this might seem very basic. And you might think it's stupid. Watch the speed limit and try to follow the guidelines for what the government has said that the speed limit should be on the road and in the area that you're in. So right now I just saw 35, so you know, trying to keep it at or around 35. I usually go a little bit over. All right, guys. Oh, you're riding and you see these orange cones. What are they? Means that someone's working on something somewhere, and there could be gravel on the road. There could be fresh paint somewhere. There could be a dug up trench somewhere. There could be more bumps than there usually are. Roads could be more narrow. Whatever it is, if you see a construction zone, slow it down. Take it easy and just be a little bit more cautious. All right, we're coming up to an intersection. We got a red light. 42% of all the motorcycle accidents that happened from people making a left-hand turn and a motorcycle hitting them, whether it be T-boning them, slightly hitting them and then throwing them off, whatever it is. Always watch for cars that are wanting to make a left turn across your lane of travel. Just like that car was standing there, make sure that they're stopped. Make sure they're not creeping forward, whatever else. If they are creeping forward and they look like they're sort of on edge of just crossing the road, you know, you got to be on edge too. You know, maybe cover your rear brake as well alongside your front brake, but just be ready for it. To either slow down, accelerate, swerve, whatever it is, but dodge that accident, dodge that situation. Also, keep your head on a swivel. Move it around. Really, don't just hyper-focus on what's happening directly ahead of you, but also scan and be aware of what's happening around you. Behind you, to the side, you know, people pulling out of driveways, out of other streets. Something you gotta pay attention to. Really, that's the reality of motorcycling, guys. There's, honestly, I feel like there's no really time of when you are completely relaxed at when you're riding. There's always something that you're kind of thinking about, expecting the worst out of people that are on the road. So you're driving next to it, you're riding next to a car, expect for that car not to see you. Have an exit route planned of where you're gonna go in a certain situation, especially when you're coming up to a red light. Stop in a way where you have somewhere to go. Don't put yourself up against a wall, a curb, another vehicle, and have a place that you're going to go to. All right, there are vehicles on the left turning. I am watching them, making sure that they are slowing down. That white car, this one, kind of coming in a little hot, but managed to stop. All right, we're going to be making a right turn. I'm going to be watching this row of traffic on the left, making sure no one jolts out to the right. If that happens, you got a lane that's free, and you're thinking, okay, I'm good, you know, I can just go. But nah, I gotta watch out. Because some people just simply won't see you, and they'll change lanes and go right into you. Pulling up to a red light, I am gonna stop right here, and let me explain why. This car to the right of me is stationary. It's stopped. It's not moving, standing. So I don't really have to think about that car as much as a unknown driver would be coming in on the left. Like if I was stopped on the left side, someone eventually is going to come into that lane and stop. What if they're not going to stop in the middle of their lane and they're just going to hit you at the last second? They're going to be coming in, you know, partially in your lane. Something that I didn't do right now that I always strive to do, I guess I got carried away with talking to you guys, but is to leave the bike in first gear. When you don't have vehicles behind you, leave the bike in first gear and be ready to take off if traffic behind you isn't coming to a stop. All right, coming up to another red light. We're gonna pick stop, and you see how much space, let me pause the frame. See how much space is right there and how much space is right on the left side? Easier escape route. If that truck, that Ford, red Ford coming up from behind me, if that truck isn't gonna stop, I'm just gonna go right there. Get out of Dodge, get out of the way. Now taking off, riding staggered. I'm not just cruising next to this white Ford pickup truck. Kinda keeping a little bit behind. All right, let's talk about this situation. Let's watch this, and now let's go back. So we have a car that's ahead of us that is wanting to make a left turn. Has this turn signal on, clearly, by the looks of it, is gonna go left. Be careful and watch out for people making turns like this. What you're gonna see sometimes throughout your entire time of either driving or riding a bike is people turning, they have their turn signal on, they go left, and then they just change their mind. They change their mind and they go back into the lane that they came from. Don't also try to ride alongside that car in case, if it does happen to go back, so it's not going to be like a direct hit. It's a huge contributor to motorcycle accidents happening in the first place. People just ride in a way where they're just getting lost in somebody else's blind spot. It's not safe, Make sure you ride staggered. Make sure that if someone does happen to change lanes like this red Pontiac, if they change lanes, they're not going to hit me, unless they change lanes and just slam on the brakes. We would hope that won't happen. But that is also why we rest a finger or two fingers on our brake lever. So if something does happen, we can kind of go out of brakes quickly and we can get out of the way. All right, we're going to be making a U-turn. Checking my mirrors, make sure no one's driving too close behind me. Watching for that car on the right. Not really concerned about it because there's a lot of traffic in my lane, or there was a lot of traffic here, and so it obviously sees them, and I would feel a little bit more secure about it not jumping out in front of me. All right, stopping, keeping my bike in first gear, watching my mirrors, making sure that car's coming to a stop, and it is. So I'll put my bike in first gear, and I don't just completely relax at this point either. I still watch the mirrors. I still watch, with what's going on behind me. In case I could just jump forward to the controls and I can get out of Dodge. Something that is also crucially important when you're on a motorcycle is to see ahead. You have to be able to see what's happening up ahead, whether it be traffic slowing down, whether it be something on the road. Put yourself in a position in your lane where you can see ahead and what's happening. I'm checking my mirrors, making sure no one's on my left, moving a little bit closer to my left, watching for this car right here, making sure that it's stopped and it's not going to jolt out in front of me. And then I kind of ease my way back to the right. See, even if this car that I was just talking about, even if it did drive out in front of me, I have somewhere to go. That's why I checked my mirrors prior to moving left. I made sure that there's no one to my left. Right now, I'm slowing down just a bit, going a little bit left in case this... Come on. Really? Unnecessary, dude. If he were to drive out faster, quicker, right in front of me, I have someplace to go. I could just go left. So always make sure you have someplace to go to. Like if I were to just be driving next to that black Acura there, and that white truck were to be continuing to pull out in front of me, I wouldn't have anywhere to go. That black Acura would be in my way. All right, let's talk about this situation, and let's stop the frame right about here. So you guys can clearly see my lane is more freed up than the left two lanes. This is just another one of those things where it's all about reading traffic, and by reading that exact situation, that scenario, you can expect the cars to the left right here for them to go into my lane. It's one of those areas that you have to watch for, really pay attention to make sure that, no one's just going to change lanes quickly because they just want to get up ahead of traffic. And also just notice how many cars there are that are just ready to pull out of streets. Like these cars here, again, I moved a little bit to the right or to the left, checked my mirrors, made sure nobody was there. I had a place to go if they were continuing to pull out in front of me. Yeah, and I'm kind of hugging the right side. There's a bike lane right here. I got tons of space, you know. If anyone on the left lane decides to go into my lane, I'm good. It's all about just not trusting drivers. It's all about having an escape route. It's all about predicting what other people are going to do before they do it, predicting when someone's going to change lanes, where are they most likely going to go, you know, who is a high risk driver, you know, are they kind of bouncing in between lanes? Do they look like they're possibly intoxicated? All of this stuff you've got to watch for when you ride a bike, and really when you drive a car also. I mean, it's just not as bad when things go bad on a car as it is on a bike. Guys, I'm gonna end the video here. Ride safe to ride another day. Take it easy, take it slow, and hopefully you did enjoy this video and you learned something from it, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.